This is the Georgia Farm Monitor. Since 1966, your source for state and national agribusiness news, and features for farmers and consumers about Georgia's #1 industry, agriculture. The Georgia Farm Monitor is produced by the state's largest general farm organization, the Georgia Farm Bureau. Now, here are your hosts, Ray DeLessio and Kenny Burgamy.
And yes, we welcome you to the Farm Monitor. So glad you tuned in. We are your hosts for the next 30 minutes, Ray DeLessio.
And I'm Kenny Burgamy. Honestly, though, 30 minutes is not enough to cover everything we have for you today, but we plan to get it in. Straight ahead of the show, why Georgia could be a major player in the citrus industry sooner rather than later. Also on the program, ever heard of peach shrimp kebabs? Well, there's one of the recipes in this month's Meals from the Field. And trust me, folks, Ray says they are good.
Yes, they are. And then later, what's old is new again. And this aging, once vibrant 4-H center is being restored back to its glory days thanks to an initiative by Fulton County 4-H and UGA Extension. These stories and so much more starting right now on the Farm Monitor.
With temperatures on the rise, so are the amount of people looking to improve their lawn. That's where local nurseries can be helpful as they provide not just the plants, but expert advice as well. Damon Jones takes a look at a new operation that's already making a name for itself.
It's officially summertime, which means plants will be flying off the shelf as homeowners look to get their yards ready for parties and get-togethers. It's a market that has been underserved around Hall County, which is why one local horticulturalist has decided to open up his own shop.
It was very important because I literally lived and grew up about 5 minutes down the street. And so I knew the area, we knew what was lacking, and a nursery has been lacking in this particular side of the county for a very long time.
But that's no longer the case, as Lanier Nursery and Gardens hope to offer a one-stop shop for gardening enthusiasts around the area. As to what they can expect to find here,
pretty much everything. We've got a great amount of diversity and variety to see. We have trees, we have shrubs, we have perennials, we have annuals, we have vegetable plants, and the great thing is all of our plants, we work with local growers. So they're Georgia-grown plants, and they are supporting folks just like ourselves who are working in horticulture, growing plants, and trying to help people.
And one of this nursery's specialties is providing plants that are native to the area, as they are more likely to draw birds and other animals into your yard.
And native plants are great because you're able to provide for wildlife if you want pollinators, food for the birds, and also being here close to Lake Lanier, there's only a certain number of plants. They have to be native, of course. Natives are going to attract more wildlife. Natives are going to provide real food for pollinators.
While most people think getting their plants from big box stores is more convenient, they can't come close to offering the same selection that a local nursery can.
You go in and you find a large group of plants, but it's all the same thing. Well, here we have large groups of plants, but they're split up into small sections of different colors, different shapes, different textures, different forms. And the main reason that we want to do this is primarily because we're not all the same. Your neighbor's lawn and your lawn, they need to look a little different because you're different.
And it's not just the wide variety of plants and trees that make visiting a nursery worth the effort, but also the advice these experts can offer to increase your chances of success.
But what we want to do is we want to provide information, we want to provide the knowledge, the experience to help you be successful in your landscape. Well, they'll give you a plant and then you take it, it dies, you got to redo it. We want to give you the information on top of the plant so that when you go, you feel confident before you even put the shovel in the ground.
As for advice for people looking to start up their own garden, Wilson says the biggest thing is to have a plan in place before starting.
So you've got to pick what you like first because you've got to be happy with it. Secondly, I would say pick your priorities. Do we want to work on the garden in the front first? Do we want to work on the garden in the back first, the sides? What's our most important thing, curb appeal or privacy in the back and a little oasis that we can go eat or entertain at? So pick your priorities as well.
Reporting from Gainesville, I'm Damon Jones for the Farm Monitor.
Damon, thank you so much. On to other ag news now. Experts say it's not a matter of if, but when will Georgia become the next big producer in citrus? According to the Georgia Citrus Association, Florida has lost 70% of their goods to diseases, which means Georgia could potentially become the leaders in the country for citrus crops like navel oranges, limes, and grapefruit. The GCA is encouraging anyone who loves citrus fruit to start growing it in your backyard. However, they say it will take 4 years to grow the first good fruit.
Meanwhile, replacing a legend is never easy, but that's the task for Georgia Farm Bureau after longtime Walton County agent John Redding announced his retirement recently. Redding spent 48 years at the Bureau, but did more than just sell insurance. He also was involved with the Soil and Water Conservation District and says his future plans include staying active in Farm Bureau and spending more time on his 500-acre farm.
I hope that when people think back, excuse me, over my career, they will say, well, he was honest. He did what he said he would do. And if he told you something, you could depend on it. That to me is the most important thing.
The 2018 berry season is in full swing, and operations across the state are working hard to get nature's sweet snacks off those trees.
The monitor John Holcomb recently visited Buffalo Creek Berry Farm to talk about their season and ended up getting to hear a great story of how the farm came to be.
It's almost picture perfect. Or maybe it is. A mom, a dad, pulling their daughter around in a wagon. And just when you think it couldn't get any better, how about finding out their story begins halfway around the world in the land down under?
Decided finishing the PhD, I wanted to do something a little different and decided that Australia was, it was between Australia and Italy, but I didn't know Italian. So I thought that I would go to Australia to live and have a go working there.
While on a plane on the way back to Australia, Laura was told about a man named Cameron that only lived just a couple hours away from her that also worked on a farm.
So as you might do when you sit next to someone for 8 hours, had a good chat, probably 5 hours into it, she starts telling me about a lovely man that's very much into his health and wellness and lives on a farm and moved back to help out his parents.
After talking with the lady about Cameron for a while, Laura finally gave in.
Said, would you mind if I give him your details? And I thought, well, what do I have to lose? I'm on a plane. Okay, that's all right. So I gave her my business card, and about a couple of weeks later, now this is my version of the story, he might have a slightly different one, he sent a text.
After talking for a few weeks, they decided to meet over the Christmas holidays.
We had a blast after those 10 days, or through those 10 days, and from then, that's how our relationship sort of blossomed.
They decided to get married and start a family. And during a visit to the States to see Laura's parents, they decided to make another big decision.
Third time we came to visit for 8 weeks, and Laura's dad said, hey, there's a great blueberry farm that's been advertised for 3 months in a row, let's go and check it out. So I was silly enough to say yes, let's go and do that.
They ended up falling in love with it, and with the help of Laura's parents, bought the farm last August.
This is an existing farm. Originally it was founded by Robert and Martha Daniel in 2005. It was a pine plantation initially, but they have transformed it into what it is today, and that is 2,500 blueberries with 9 different varieties, rabbit eye blueberries, 2,500 blackberries, and 17 mulberry trees for folks to choose from.
They have 23 acres of berries planted and are totally a U-pick farm with a focus on family values.
For us, we want to really cater to families and people looking to escape the hustle and bustle. So we're not an amusement park, but when you come out here, you really get to enjoy the sounds of the birds and nature.
They also have a tremendous respect for nature and the earth. They work hard to be very conscientious for health, as well as the environment.
For us, it's important to be stewards of the soil. So having a healthy gut as a human being means that transcends to a healthy person. We believe that healthy soil transcends to a healthy plant and ultimately the food that we eat.
Reporting in Lexington for the Farm Monitor, I'm John Holcomb.
Well, here's some entertainment for you. Watching Ray in the kitchen. When we come back, Ray and Marcia dive into some peach recipes and have some tips on how to pick out the perfect peach.
Hi, my name is Thomas Maggs, and I'm serving as one of your Central Region State Vice Presidents, and I'm from the Veterans FFA chapter. Probably around 2006, when I was about 7 years old, my dad started to plant a garden, and so about every year we plant corn, tomatoes, squash every year. So they kind of introduced me what agriculture can hold. But throughout the past 7 years, it's just been mainly being involved with FFA and competing in many different career development events and just getting exposed to many opportunities that this organization holds.
To learn more about the National FFA organization, log on to ffa.org.
Well, UG Extension for me is going back to my grassroots. When I returned to my hometown in 2005, I connected with my extension office, and it was actually a county agent there at the extension office who showed me all of the wonderful things that extension has to offer. We're helping families and individuals on so many issues that are relevant to making life better. It might be foods and nutrition, it might be teaching a food safety class, it might be helping a community plant a community garden, it might be helping folks increase their access to physical activity in a community, or it might be helping a family prepare their income taxes and get back a refund that they would have not otherwise received. This is one of the best jobs in the world. I've always described myself as a people helper. That's what I'm passionate about. And if that's how you describe yourself, then Extension is the best job in the world.
Well, if you're a regular on the Georgia Farm Monitor, then you know that the peach crop this year is looking very good. And today we've got some excellent looking peaches, because today on Meals from the Field, our main topic of discussion, yes, peaches. Speaking of peaches, no, it's not my nickname for her. Joining us always, my good and dear friend, Marcia Crowley. Good to see you as always, Marcia.
Ray.
But no, you said this year's peach crop is looking very, very good.
I think it's going to be very good after the past couple of years. So I'd like to start off with the basics, because I made this mistake the other day.
Yeah, let's talk about when you're going into a store, what do you want to look for in a peach?
You need to look, first of all, it should not feel like a baseball.
Okay.
Okay.
But I like hard peaches, though. Some people like soft peaches.
Okay.
Yeah, I like.
Well, they're not going to kill you if you throw it at them.
Yeah, that's kind of hard.
First of all, should smell like a peach.
Okay.
Okay, and it should have a well-defined crease.
Right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because I bought some peaches the other day that were labeled Georgia peaches.
And we won't say where they were from, but they were not
and they were awful.
Well, because they're not from Georgia.
Right. Okay.
So what do we got today?
All right, the first thing we're going to do is shrimp peach kebabs. And I've been doing demonstrating peaches for 30, 40 years, so they're very versatile. It just gets more and more difficult to come up with new things for them. So that's what we've tried to do today.
Okay.
Okay. We've got peaches, peppers, red and green peppers, and a Vidalia onion already in here because we're going to marinate it. And this marinade is a half a cup of pineapple juice. And this is soy sauce, honey, and sriracha.
Sriracha.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Which, if I had somebody ask me where you find sriracha, it's in the international aisle of your grocery store, and that's very versatile too. If you don't have any in your pantry, you might want to pick some up. Okay, we're just going to mix that up. We're going to put our shrimp in here with the veggies, and we're going to pour this marinade over it and let it marinate for about 30 minutes. And then you're going to skewer them and grill them.
Very nice.
And if you don't have a skewer, no problem, you can stir fry it. Like in a wok or a frying pan or whatever.
Skewers make it so much fun though, and you can buy
it real fun.
You've got some fancy skewers here. But you can actually go to the store. You can buy those long wooden skewers as well.
You can buy the wooden ones. You can buy.
Put those in water first. I think you taught me that.
Oh, yeah.
You want to soak them in water first, and I'm actually taking over your job here.
Go for it.
Soak them in water first, and then you put all the skewers
yes.
and the vegetables and things on there as well. So.
And then to serve that, you could put it, de-skewer them. I don't even know if that's the word.
It is right now.
It is right now. So you can serve them like that, or put it in a big bowl and just serve it over rice or whatever.
All right. What's next?
Okay, the next thing, and I really liked this recipe. It's a peach black bean salad.
Okay.
Okay. So it's a 15-ounce can of black beans, drained and rinsed, and for those that don't know, if you don't rinse them, your whole salad is going to take on the color of the black beans. Okay, it's got 2 cups of Georgia peaches. And I have treated those so they don't turn brown with a citrus, like lime juice or lemon juice. All right, a quarter of a cup of green pepper, a quarter of a cup of Vidalia onions. We've got all kind of Georgia veggies here. 1 red pepper, a little bit of cilantro, and then the dressing is simply cumin, salt, and a little bit of lime juice. And it also has a chopped avocado in it, which you can leave out. A lot of people don't like avocados, and it really turns quickly, so I didn't put it in this, but it is in the finish. Just stir that up. And this honestly needs to be served fairly quickly. It does not hold up that well like overnight, so if you're going to a tailgate or something, just mix it up before you go.
Look how healthy it is.
Isn't that healthy? It's really good too.
We got the finished product over here. Grab that.
Okay. Let me grab this last thing.
All right, now for the bad stuff.
I know. You got to have a dessert when you're talking about peaches. I'm sorry. You got to. This is a peach pecan upside down cake.
All right.
And this is a 9-inch cake pan, or if you have a square pan, that would work too. I lined it with parchment paper. That makes it easier when you turn it over for it to come out of the pan.
Okay.
All right, in here I've got a quarter of a cup of melted butter and brown sugar. And I'm not going to show the viewers how to make a cake mix because they know how to do that, but you're going to layer 2 Georgia peaches. Don't use any other state's peaches or you might get caught like I did the other day. They were awful. Layer that in the bottom of the cake pan. Then 1.5 cups of chopped Georgia pecans. And then the cake batter, which would go on top of this, which I felt your group viewers would know how to do.
I think so.
It's flour, baking soda, sugar, egg, and milk. You whip that up and you just pour it over the top.
Pour it over the top.
And then bake it, obviously. So then when it's done, you let it cool, and when you invert it, all this good stuff is on top.
Okay.
Okay.
Now we have the finished product here. Look at that.
And it's more like a coffee cake. You know, you could do it for breakfast even.
And like you said, Marcia, you have to have something bad in there. You know what I'm saying? And of course, most of the recipes on our website, they are good, but yeah, there's some bad stuff in there as well. And you can find those recipes by logging on to farm-monitor.com. Check out the recipe section. Everything is in there in detail for you. Some really good stuff dating back 5 years now.
Oh, yeah.
5 years. So anyway, as always, Marcia, so good to see you. Thank you so much. And we shall see you next month. Enjoy.
Up next, restoring new life to a one-time thriving 4-H camp. Hear one man's passion and dedication towards the Fulton County 4-H Garden Project.
Welcome to Graham Farm and Nature Center located in Estill Fork, Alabama. This 491-acre farm was in the Graham family for 81 years. Nita Graham Head was born on May 9, 1931 in the Paint Rock River Valley in the mountains. During high school, she played basketball on an all-boys team. Her passion for sport and a little encouragement from the coach caused her to pursue a college degree in physical education. When she was teaching at Murray State, she helped start a tennis program with a $300 budget. Her passion for sport made her push her players more.
I mean, everybody had to push themselves, and I had to push them because I didn't have money either. But we got it done.
On the farm, everyone in the family pitched in, including Nita.
My dad told me if I wanted to make a little more money, I could raise my own cotton. I hoed cotton, I picked cotton, I sold cotton, just did everything.
Chores at the farm kept Nita busy, but during breaks, she could be found reading in a tree, doing cartwheels, and being active.
Well, my dad would sit on the porch. He would sit up there and throw the ball, and I caught it. And I threw it back. He caught it. I threw it back, and he caught it.
Before her passing in 2017, she donated the farm to the Alabama Cooperative Extension System to be used as a center for environmental education, animal sciences, and youth development. Make sure to check out ACE's Graham Farm and Nature Center on Facebook for more information.
Finally this week, after a decade of sheer silence, the one-time iconic Camp Fulton Truett 4-H Center in College Park is alive and well again and receiving some much-deserved attention.
Yeah, in fact, Fulton County Extension's Nikita Howell called it a hidden gem and thought an educational garden would be the first step in returning the center to its heyday. Enter Master Gardener and Extension volunteer Robert Chappelle, who designed the garden and has now made it his mission to transform the site into the ideal outdoor classroom.
Our goal is to educate, to enlighten people the urgency of growing your own food for health and nutrition, teaching the people in the community nutrition in the different vegetables, peppers, beans, peas, corn, and they can show them how to enlighten their life being connected to the things we came from and going back to. There used to be a garden here decades ago. Now they want to bring it back, so we cleared it off, and tilled it up. As you see, it's growing back again, and lay it out so to be self-sufficient, be on a natural basis, conserving water, using the wood chips, using the drip irrigation system we're developing here, and something that will stand for a long time in the future for future generation, future kids, and family to remember this. This is Camp Truett, a community garden for the family, for the community. We start from the bottom left. We have the 4-H raised beds where the people can sit down on. We're going to have herbs and stuff growing in them. The 4-H bed represents the 4-H. We have 4x8 raised bed. We have 4x12 raised bed for the kids can do experiment growing different vegetables, the 4-H club, and the community, they can actually reach out and rent these beds in the future for a year. The price is right now not unknown right now. And the top will be the beds on the top of the print, showing that we'll have handicap access for raised beds. It'll be about 3 feet off the ground. The kids with wheelchairs or any disability be easily accessible to work in their garden. And on the middle left, we'll have an herb garden. We'll deal with perennial, annual herbs, and teach people about herbs with a medicinal purpose, cooking purposes, and knowing that different herbs help get rid of insects. It makes me feel great that I'm connected to something that as a child raised on a farm in South Carolina. This is what I always wanted to do. This was my design. This is my goal, that it show kids what you can do and show the educational benefits in agriculture and show the community and family that how you can raise your food and make it fun. That's one thing, and show the kids how it can be fun. Sometimes it be a little work, a little sweat, but it's all good.
Yeah, we certainly appreciate his passion. Hey, just a reminder, for all the latest ag info regarding food, great recipes, and what's happening down on the farm, be sure you check out our Twitter, Facebook, and Pinterest pages. Of course, you will stay informed and see what's up in the world of farming and with us here at the show.
Yeah, take care, everybody. We'll see you next week right here on the Farm Monitor.
Have a great week.